Hello, this is Amber with Who's Your Hypnosis, and I've been thinking for a while that I need to get back to doing these videos, explaining what I do, explaining the world through my lens, uh, the psychology behind it. And I had this thought the other day that I thought was very, very pertinent. This thought that I thought would be great for a video. So there was this time in my life that I just felt broken, not in a dramatic way the volume is too loud on the world, the lights are too bright. Now, I don't mean literally. What I mean is that everything just felt overwhelming. Every interaction, every decision felt like it had stakes that I couldn't see. And the anxiety, well, it was just the default setting. And it took me a long time to understand that this wasn't a personality flaw on my part. I'm sure many of you have had the same experience and are looking for a solution. But my brain had learned through a lot of little cuts and a few big ones that the world that we live in required constant surveillance. Um, Now, I wasn't anxious because something was wrong in the moment. I was anxious because my brain had learned that something could go wrong any moment, and it was better to always be ready, even if that was sometimes to my detriment. And like I mentioned before, it wasn't one thing. It was 100 small lessons that vigilance kept me safe. That being hyper aware of other people's moods, the sounds of footsteps, the feeling of being watched, my system had learned to run hot. And I'm sure that you can relate to that experience as well if you have or have had anxiety in the past. And when your nervous system is always in that feeling of being constantly alert, your senses actually and literally work differently. I don't know if you knew this. That volume past 10 thing, totally real. Your brain is filtering for a threat, so everything gets amplified. The lot. When I learned about predictive processing, the topic of today's video, it clicked. My brain wasn't reacting to danger. It was predicting it based on a history where prediction had kept me alive, had kept me safe. Now, I could always tell myself that I was safe. I would sometimes know I was safe, but that didn't stop the feeling. I could understand all that intellectually, that my reactions were beyond oversized, that they were overreactions. But my body didn't care what I thought I knew. It cared what it predicted. I tried to force myself to be calm, tried to talk myself out of it. Things we've all tried before. But my nervous system just laughed at all that. Because you can't logic yourself out of prediction that your body has learned through experience. And this is where the hypnosis comes in. I knew about the hypnosis before I learned about this shift. And I kind of wish I'd learned it the other way around. Because I feel in some ways it's made me less effective at the hypnosis. I think what I'm about to explain to you makes it much easier to do what I do and to understand why it works so well. Hypnosis worked because it didn't try to convince my thinking my thinking brain. Instead, it went straight to that part of me that was making the predictions, the part that had learned the world was loud and dangerous. And it wasn't one session. It was learning through repeated experiences that I could turn down that volume, that I didn't have to scan every room, that my body could be safe even when I wasn't hypervigilant. So, do I still feel anxiety? Sure, there's some days. I would say it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. I used to constantly feel like the volume was 13 or louder. And I'd say on average, on a scale of 1 to 10, I feel like I'm a 3 or a 4 most days. I have some bad ones that are worse and some good ones that are better. Um, and our goal is never to eliminate anxiety entirely because it is a danger warning system that we do need. The difference is, I don't think it's wrong anymore. I know what it is. I know why it's there. And sometimes I can turn the volume down. And maybe you feel the same. I don't know if you want to reach out to me and ask some questions, or if maybe this just tells you everything you need to know. But you're always welcome to contact me at my website, through the web chat, even leaving comments on my website. And I'm happy to answer those questions for you because I think they're important. Even if you're not coming to me for help, I think it's important to educate people, to let them know what's going on in their mind isn't abnormal. It isn't something that they should feel ashamed or guilty about because we all experience it. Some of us just live at a much louder volume with it than others. Um, but if you would like help, I am also available for that through my website as well. Um, I hope that this information has been helpful, and I look forward to talking to you more again in the future. Bye.